The Labors of Samson by Boyd Campbell.
Why, Lord, what have I ever done to deserve even one of the pleasures I've known? Tell me, Lord, what did I ever do that was worth loving you, or the kindness you've shown? Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus, I know what I am. Now that I know that I needed you, so help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hands.
Tell me, Lord.
I made a friend at church last night. She seemed all of 5 years old. I didn't get her name because her mama told her not to talk while the peoples were singing. An obedient child, she resisted the urge to run free in such an unusual, alien environment, crawling under and over the pews, touching the shiny brass things, and pondering the light through the colored glass, just like I did when I was her age. With fairy silk hair, ribbons, a matching pink hoodie to go with her pink gown, there was a tiny vessel flying from here to circle the moon, just as there was when I was 5 like her. It may not seem like progress, but it's remarkable, amazing progress. Over a week ago, I saw Anna MacDonald at church. She asked if I was coming to the concert where she had a solo part. I wouldn't miss it, I said, not having the first clue about when or where or anything, just yes. Anna's soprano voice sang several Campbells on their way up to heaven. A fella doesn't just pay a debt like that. It stands as long as there's starlight. Her husband is one of Mississippi's most important portraitists. That's a skill I've never had, but I'm developing. My through line these days is, do the things that frighten you. You're running out of chances. Eric MacDonald painted 2 portraits of Daddy, one with a stern face for the office and one with a friendlier face for Millsaps College. I have 3 favorite photos of Daddy. One of him playing shuffleboard with the Taylors, one of him eating Wendy's hamburgers with George Harmon, and another of just his legs when I was my new friend's age, climbing all over my daddy, trying not to wake him while he takes a nap in the new house. Eric is also famous for his paintings of the sea. I use sailing metaphors constantly. The idea of using the movements of the earth and the sun to compel you over the face of the sea, it is just so beautiful to me. As my mind and body recover from the day I died, I've been reclaiming those things I lost. Painting, lifting weights, and trying to befriend the girls I love. Helping Hugh Parker greet the concert goers, the concert where his wife, my dear friend, is singing. Hugh is my dear friend too, just don't tell him. I wouldn't want him to get the big head or nothing. Being friendly with his son-in-law, it dawns on me. I really want to sail again. Living in the cave, almost dying, it's been so long since I let the wind carry me. If I'm to reclaim my life, I should reclaim that as well. Good Friday is a challenge for me. It brings the Christian question into clear and painful focus. I am not innocent. Should someone who is innocent suffer for me? I've written before about how difficult this is for me. In the garden, waiting for his persecutors, Jesus begs of his Father, Legon pater, ivuli parene ge tuto to potirion apemu, plin mito theli mamu ala to son ginesto. In English, Father, Father, take this cup from me, he pleads. For a generation, that's how I felt about the Eucharist. Take this cup from me. I am not worthy. I will never be worthy. I think it's easier for us to accept the question because Jesus was an adult, 2 years younger than the little bird, and a man. Let's make it someone who is equally innocent, like a little girl with fairy silk hair and a pink hoodie that matches her pink gown. Would I allow her to be sacrificed because I am imperfect? How could a God who loves me ask this of me? I don't have answers, just a struggle to understand. God blessed Samson with gifts beyond reason, but he squandered them. Because Samson wouldn't use the gifts from God in the way God intended, they were taken away. Blind, Samson suffered for a generation. God waited for Samson to realize he must submit to the will of creation, then restored the strength to Samson's arms so Samson could do the Lord's work. My mother always warned me of the dangers of trying to live through the gifts God gave me. Art is not at all a safe life. I'm sure Samson's mother warned him against trying to fight 1,000 Philistines at Lehi, armed with only the jawbone of an ass. I cut my conversation with Hugh short when Ken and Randy showed up. We all help him get out of the car. When I was a child, they somehow got Ken Roberts to leave his position at the Met to return to Mississippi and be music minister at Galloway. As a young man, Ken had what could only be described as infectious energy. Getting a new music minister, God somehow led us to Dr. John Howard. Everyone I know who's old enough says how much John's energy matches Ken Roberts at the same age. Earning a PhD in music exhibits the same sort of faith in the gifts God provided that I never had in my own life. Methodists are famous for their moderation and blandness. Garrison Keillor describes our coffee and casseroles to exhibit it. I had chicken tetrazzini for lunch, the mother of all faux Italian foods, and a great American casserole. I don't know if the lady who made it is a Methodist, but the guy who runs Corner Market in Jackson and his wife sang in Dr. Howard's Good Friday concert, The 7 Last Words of Christ by Theodore Dubois. Dubois was a French romanticist, a generation younger than Richard Wagner. You can feel Wagner's influence on the younger's work. I like to go to things early, in case I can help, which I often can't. In the theater, if you don't arrive 10 minutes before the first call, you're late. My father added 10 minutes to that. Listening to the voice choir and the handbell choir warm up, and the orchestra to arrive, I pour myself a cup of famous Methodist Joe, only to discover there was no coffee in my coffee, just hot water. One of my heroes is Teddy Roosevelt. He drank a gallon of coffee a day. I could too, easily, but not at Galloway at 5:30 in the evening, I suppose. One of the problems with being Alexander Boyd Campbell II is that Alexander Boyd Campbell I did every cool thing, leaving almost nothing but climbing and falling out of trees, dating strippers, and firing cannons for me, although not necessarily in that order. Oh, and sailing. I love sailing. One of the cool things my namesake did was to work with his friend Mr. Kennington and bring musical culture to Mississippi. One day, he announced that Jackson would soon have the first symphony orchestra in Mississippi. Last night, Hugh told me that there are 32 chairs for the orchestra at John Howard's concert. Looking at the program, there are 8 violins. 32 isn't just a combo. That's the full orchestra, including a young harpist. Watching her move her enormous instrument around, I tell the story about how, when I was younger, I developed a fondness for a harpist. She developed a fondness for me carrying her harp around. An instrument weighing nearly 100 pounds, last night's harpist was just about 100 pounds herself, yet she had not the slightest trouble moving her harp around. Sisters are doing it for themselves. In do not disturb mode, my phone will only make noise if the little bird, her mom, my sister, the one with the tail, or her children, who do not have tails, try to contact me. Jay can just wait. Little Bird is moving back to the zip code of her birth. She apologized for moving a single zip code away from me. I told her how grateful I am that it's still a Mississippi zip code. Mississippi now loses almost 60% of its educated children due to a lack of opportunities that match their skills and abilities. My phone beeps. The man moving her sofa arrived. I'll call when the concert is over. I love you, I tell her. She's a lady now, but I treat her like a child. I hope to always do so. The lady at the front desk was younger than her in high school and said she thought the little bird was just the coolest thing. I gave her a painting of an angelfish I just completed because she made me smile. Joking with me, a friend said I should paint every day. I'll teach her to joke with me. I've been doing at least one a day, sometimes two. Creating is like exercising. The more you do, the more you can do. Developing my creative muscles made me decide to step up the pace of developing my physical muscles. Looking in the mirror, I've lost a ton of weight, but I miss my shoulders and arms. I was never a bodybuilder. Bodybuilding is the appearance of strength, but it's really about beauty. I'm kind of out of luck in the beauty department. I can be strong, though. There have been times when I was remarkably strong. I'm not ready to fight anybody with the jawbone of an ass, but painting every day has made me decide to start using big boy weights 4 days a week, instead of the dinky rehabilitation weights and elastic bands. Hopefully, the Lord won't ask me to tear down a temple, but I'll be ready just in case. The 7 Last Words of Christ is a concert based on just that. The last 7 words Jesus said while on the cross. We call them words, but really they're phrases. We assume he spoke in Aramaic, but what we have is Greek. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Dear woman, here is your son. Son, here is your mother. I am thirsty. It is finished. What strikes me about the 7 last words is his love and compassion for others, his acceptance of his own suffering, and then, finally, acknowledging that he fulfilled God's promise. It is finished. In Greek, tetelestai, teteleste. I've cried when Anna sang before. My little friend in the pink hoodie gets her mama's attention and points at me. Mama, why does that man cry? Her mother smooths her hair and pulls her onto her lap. I have the rest of my life to understand the gifts God gave me. As long as I fought it, I now submit entirely to his will. I am my own Samson. Hubris and fear made me squander God's love. Like Samson, I was blinded and suffered. Now I'm back. Getting home, I ordered a lasagna supper from Amerigo. It's not Methodist, but it's kind of a casserole. Picking it up, one of the kitchen workers sits outside with his own 5-year-old daughter. She waves at me. Bye-bye. But I just got here, darling. She buries her head in Daddy's chest. Hi. Hello, princess. I offer her my hand. She shakes it like a lady. Eating my lasagna, I see where the little bird has written the most beautiful short prose about moving, being in her 30s, and life in Mississippi. Let us sit upon the ground so you can tell me stories of what you see, I text her. In this story, I've listed 7 people I would go on the cross for. 2 are children. Well, 3 if you count little bird. Feeling my body and my creative soul get stronger again, I wonder if I've won God's pleasure again after losing it. I am trying. I want to sail again. I want to feel the breath of his nostrils move me across the face of the sea one more time.
The Life of Boyd is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber.
Why me?